Hey guys, I've been waiting to make this video for so long now and I'm really excited because my pantry back here is finally ready to show you guys. I've been waiting until it's kind of fully stocked up from the year. This is my very first year canning. I'm really proud of what I was able to can this year. A lot of this came from either my garden. I grow a backyard garden. This is my second year doing a backyard garden. And I canned a ton of tomatoes. There were just so many tomatoes this year. I was honestly kind of shocked at how many tomatoes I got off my plants. So I canned a lot of the tomatoes up, and then I did a lot of fruits, but the fruits actually came from local farms around my area because I am growing things in my backyard like blueberries, blackberries, strawberries. I have a lemon tree. It's actually right next to me. I had to bring it in because it's getting too cold for it to be outside. During the summer I'll take it back outside, but right now it's just sitting in the window right here. But yeah, I am growing a lot of fruits, but I had just put them in this past spring, so they're not really ready to be like harvesting big quantities off of them that I could can. So I was able to get a lot of fruit from local farms. And I would love in the future to have a little orchard. If I'm looking to buy like a little plot of land soon, hopefully next year, maybe the year after. Buy something that's on like 2 acres. 2 to 5 acres would be really nice. And I want to put an orchard in like my yard with apple trees, pear trees, peach trees. That would be really cool, and like a lot of different like elderberry bushes and more blueberries, more blackberries, more strawberries. That would be really cool, but as of right now I don't have the space to actually do that. So I'm hoping I'll be able to buy like a nice little plot of land and a little homestead soon, like next year. Right now I just have like a nice fenced in backyard that I'm working with. But anyways, we're gonna get into the video. This is my canning shelf. It's actually behind here. I keep a tapestry over it. And then I just take this and put the hook. Okay, so it's actually in my 2-year-old's closet because we have no space, like pantry space in my kitchen for all of it. So it's actually in her closet because she doesn't use her closet. She has like little cubicle totes that she keeps all her clothes in. So this is the canning shelf. So I do keep other things back here as well. This is just some water, and then I have some wildflower jellies. This is Queen Anne's Lace wildflower jelly. I'm going to turn the brightness down a little bit. Okay, so then under here I've just got things like beans, rice, canned foods. Yeah, I have like oats. That's all like store-bought stuff. So I'm gonna actually start up here. This first row is strawberry jam. This was the first thing that I actually canned. Actually, the first thing I canned was this. This is the second thing that I canned. And this is just a nice strawberry jam. This is dandelion honey. I love adding dandelion honey. Actually, I guess it's more like a syrup because it's watery. I didn't add any pectin or anything to it. I'm still kind of perfecting the recipe. I'll probably add pectin next year. So yeah, I really like adding this to acai bowls and smoothies. Next, I have diced peaches. So my 2-year-old really loves diced peaches. She'll go to town on these. So I can those for her, and then I have like little ones too of diced peaches. And then I have blueberry jam. Ooh, that's bright. And blackberry jam canned right here. I really love using blueberries and blackberries, especially blackberries. They're probably my favorite. And then here I have some homemade ketchup. This was one of my favorite things that I canned this year, was the homemade ketchup. It tastes so good. So much better than any store-bought ketchup that you could ever, yeah, it's just really good. I love that. And then over here is kind of a mismatch of a bunch of things. So I have a couple apple cider vinegar starts right here with the scraps, and I've got, there's no actual lid on this. It's fermenting. I think that's what it's called, fermenting. And it'll be turned into apple cider vinegar soon. So then I have an extra elderberry syrup. I have another one of these in my medicine cabinet, and then I have a couple more like here and there. So I've got this nice elderberry syrup for cold and flu season. And then I have this. This is some pure maple syrup from my dad's homestead. He has 15 acres and he's got a lot of maple trees on them. He taps his maple trees every spring and fall, and he gave me a cute little bottle of his pure homemade maple syrup, which is so cute. I love it. I still haven't used it. I just don't want to pop it open because it's so cute. And this is a big jar of wildflower jelly. This is from the flowers of Queen Anne's lace, and it's such a unique flavor. It's kind of sour but also a little bit sweet at the same time, so it was nice to kind of get to play around with different wildflower jellies like dandelion and wild carrot. This is a big jar of honey that I got from a local farm. I get all of my honey from local farms, and they just sell it in these big mason jars. I really love that. And one day I would also love to have and raise my own bees and honey. Hopefully that'll be in the works in the future. And then this back here is just another apple cider vinegar. Okay, so moving down to the next shelf, these are my tomatoes. It's the tomato shelf besides the ketchups up there. Okay, so from this end, these are my salsas. So I just made some salsas to use on like tacos, burritos, just have some chips and salsa or whatever you would put salsa on normally. I made a lot of salsa because I am definitely a chips and salsa type of person. Really love that. And these over here are crushed tomatoes. So I wanted to do a few crushed tomatoes this year for chili. That's the main thing that I use these in, is just like my homemade chili. And then over here is all pasta sauce. So like when I make spaghetti or anything pasta-y that needs sauce, I've got these. They're all various different stages. This is the first one I did. It's kind of watery, so I might have to thicken that one up. And then I started making it a little bit thicker. So yeah, I'm still kind of perfecting how to can everything. Then down here on the third shelf, I have a few store-bought things over here. I get these chia seeds from the bulk bin at Kroger, which sadly they took the bulk bin out. They don't have it anymore. But there is a health food store near me that I can get stuff in bulk if I need it. Then I have 2 things of brown rice in bulk that I got from the store. And then there are some raw almonds back there that I got from the bulk bins. So these pinto beans I actually grew in my garden this year. I was really proud of the amount of pinto beans I was able to get, because as you guys know, a lot of homesteaders don't grow their own beans because it's a lot of work and you don't really get that many beans out of it. But I was proud of these. And then I have kale chips. I have 1 jar of dehydrated kale chips, and then there's another jar like in the very back of this row. And then I have 2 jars of cinnamon sugar dehydrated apples. So that's there. This row is full of my apple cider vinegar that's already been strained. So this is like the first step, and then this is what it looks like after you strain it. And it smells, ugh, it smells like vinegar already. Which means it's working. Also, I wanted to like note that I need bigger and stronger shelving, because this is, yeah, it's about to collapse, which would not be good, because all of this hard work would be like gone to waste. So next year in the books for me is getting bigger, stronger, better shelving. Anyways, moving on. I have some applesauce that I did. I did a couple of them. I did like cinnamon and sugar in them. And then there's a few in the back that are just plain applesauce. And then I did some apple butter as well. I really love the homemade apple butter. This is probably another one of my really favorite things to make, and it tastes so good. I already gave away a big jar of this, and I already used up like a small. I had one of these size. And then I have one apple pie filling back there because it didn't fit, which brings me down to this shelf, or the rest of my apple pie fillings. They're kind of doing something funky though. They're like, okay, all of the sauce went down to the bottom, and the apples are like pushed up towards the top. And this is my first year canning, so I'm not really sure if that's like good or not. Like, is that supposed to be happening? Can anyone tell me if that's supposed to be happening, or if I have to throw these out? Which would be really sad. So yeah, I just have 4 apple pie fillings down there, and then 1 up on that shelf. And then I have apple juice. I have 3, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 beautiful apple juices. This was one of my favorite things that I was able to can too, because I really love apple cider. And being able to juice and make my own homemade apple cider is really cool. So I have those. Ooh, those are heavy. Ooh, my arm's starting to hurt from all this lifting jars. I'm very weak. Okay, so next I have grape juice. This is pure grape juice. I'm going to sit it down here because my arm hurts. It's pure grape juice. I canned this for my 2-year-old, but she really doesn't drink much grape juice anymore. So I think I'm going to buy some stuff to make and turn this into a homemade wine, which would be pretty cool. So I have 6 jars of that grape juice. And then I have peach pie or cobbler filling down here as well. So yeah, I got all this fruit and stuff from local farms that we went and did like pick. We spent a day like picking it, and then I would come home and process it. It was really fun. So yeah, that's like the basics of all the canning stuff. And then we move down here. These are my own homemade, homegrown, I guess not homemade, homegrown Yukon Gold potatoes, which are starting to sprout eyes, so I actually might have to can these soon. I kind of just come in here and like pick the eyes off. But yeah, I really love growing my own potatoes. And then this is a sunflower head that I dried and put in there. I don't really know what to do with the seeds. And then over here I've got dried pumpkin seeds that I roasted after we carved pumpkins. And in here I've got a bunch of squash. I've got some spaghetti squash, acorn squash, and butternut squash. I actually bought those from the store. I didn't grow those, but next year I definitely want to grow all of these in my garden. And then I have some stevia drops, which I also bought from the store. And then I have stevia powder that I grew and ground up. I think I'm going to make some stevia extract next year with like the whole leaves. And then I have parsley from the garden as well. And this mixed greens powder. So far I have kale and dandelion greens in here. I need to add more to it because I want to make my own greens powder to put in smoothies. And then I had oregano, but I don't know where it went. I guess my 2-year-old probably walked off with it somewhere since she can get into this. But yeah, so that is all of my canning glory. I'm so proud of this. I worked so hard on all of this, and especially for a first year canner, I think I did pretty good. Okay, so since I made that last video, I've canned a couple more things. I have these pumpkin, okay, my 2-year-old decided to color on that one, but I canned up some pumpkins that I had that needed canned. And then I just canned up all the potatoes, so I showed you before all the potatoes were in here, but I just canned them. I just pulled them out of the canner. I'll show you those in a minute. But I got 5 quart jars of pumpkin that I'm going to use in like pumpkin soup, pumpkin bars, pumpkin bread, pumpkin pie, whatever I want to use it in. So then I just canned up some pint jars of herbed potatoes today. I ended up with 7 jars of herbed potatoes, and they're just so pretty. And then I'm also making a big crock pot full of veggie stock, which should be done in another 4-ish hours. And then I'm going to can that up in quart jars. Okay, so that was my canning pantry room tour. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, you know the things. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.